Another setback in the cannabis court fight. New Yorkers holding a license will have to wait another 2 weeks to learn their fate as the courts hear lawsuits challenging the state's application process. On Friday, Supreme Court Judge Kevin Bryant did clear the way for 30 dispensaries to open.
As such, those licensees identified by the Office of Cannabis Management will be deemed exempt from the injunction.
As it looks right now, by early next week, I should be proceeding and receiving my license to open up my doors.
Okay, so more than 400 New Yorkers who were awarded a license are still in limbo. Joining us this morning is one of them, Erica Ford, CEO of LifeCamp, and her advisor, Jesse Campamore. Good morning to both of you. Thank you both for being here this morning.
Thank you for having.
And so, Erica, let me begin with you, right? You're the first black woman owned and nonprofit to receive a cannabis license in New York State, right? So how do you plan to use that license? How is it going to serve the community? How's it looking?
So the purpose of the license is to bring equity back to the communities that were devastated by the war on drugs. So it's to continue our programming, to help build young entrepreneurs, to help give back to the community in which, people were arrested, families broken up, and so to deal with that generational trauma that came from that attack.
And Erica, do you guys, yes, I'm sorry for cutting you off there. Do you guys already have a space, and how have you invested this money?
So we didn't get any money yet, and that is one of the problems. But, so we were able to negotiate a LOI right now. We've been through a lot of drama with landlords because there's a lot of racism in New York City for renting to Black folks. And so the delay in us opening is just that, this drama with landlords to find space to open up and run our, but now that we found a space, we're stuck with this injunction from the court that we can't move forward.
Right, and that we were talking to somebody last week about this very issue too, right? This legal battle, Jesse, that can certainly drag on for months. But the judge did set another hearing date, and that's happening in 2 weeks. So is the Office of Cannabis Management, Jesse, doing anything to support provisional license holders like Erica?
Well, as part of the judge's order, he did direct OCM to manage all exceptions that will be reviewed as potentially being exempt from the injunction. But I think your viewers really need to understand that what's happening here is a war of attrition. And on one side is big corporate cannabis, and the other small businesses like Erica Ford. These 462 licensees have been hurled into a battle that's really been playing out all over the country. Whereas as legalization happens in our country, big corporate business tries to monopolize the market immediately and push out those like Erica Ford and prevent them from being able to even play in the market. What's unique in New York is that New York State has prioritized a group of people that in every other state has literally been exempted from participating in the market at all. And those are people that have been arrested because of conviction, because of the war on drugs, or nonprofits like Erica that serve that population. And so that's really what's at stake here. That's really what's on trial. And these big corporate cannabis companies really want to be able to enter the market immediately. And that's really what is happening in front of our eyes as we speak.
Yeah, and Jesse, to that point, the Office of Cannabis Management did release this statement following the judge's ruling on Friday. They said, in part, we are committed to working with the Cannabis Control Board to find a way forward that doesn't derail our efforts to bring the most equitable cannabis markets in the nation to life. Erica, do you feel that you are up against some of the largest corporate cannabis companies that have essentially overtaken the legal marijuana market?
Yes, without a doubt. They've had the luxury of enjoying the markets across the United States, and now they want to come in to New York and derail us. This injunction should not be in place right now. We should be allowed to open. We should be allowed to move forward. But these big MSOs come into the city and the state and use whoever they can to advocate their point that they want to slow the process down so that they can be equal to everybody else, and they're not, and they shouldn't be, and it's unfair. And we should not be caught up in this injunction.
Right, and so Jesse, the state also filed for an appeal, as expected, on the injunction. Is there any indication when the hearing's going to take place? And in the meantime, what can folks like Erica, other provisional holders of these licenses, do until then?
So the only date that we are aware of is the one that you mentioned, which is 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
we believe on the 15th of September. We haven't heard of another date being scheduled. In regards to your second question, so there's a next list of people that will be added to what we call an exemption list from the temporary restraining order. Those people are being asked to collect all costs incurred as part of their process to finding a location, hiring consultants, dealing with letters of interest, and time spent. As you collect that information, OCM will be gathering that to determine whether or not you're eligible for this second phase to be exempt from the exemption list. And so they're being asked to collate and collect all that information now.
Right, and speaking of those exemptions, Erica, these first round of licenses were set aside for people impacted by, of course, the most unfair convictions, which is a community that you've served and worked in for over 30 years. So do you believe you should be exempt from this injunction? Will you maybe try to apply for one? What is your next step in recourse forward?
Yes, yes, we're putting together that paperwork that Jesse is talking about right now, but we shouldn't have to. They were told us that we could get a license, open up, and as you talked about, get this income and give it back to the community that we serve and help build institutions that can help people heal from the trauma of the war on drugs. But now we got to go prove that we did work. It's unfair. It's just totally unfair. And we should not be caught up in this injunction. And people should call the elected officials. They should join us. They could text cannabis to 51555 to continue in the process with us and really let our collective city voice understand that it's time to stop the war on drugs, because this is just a continuation of the attack on us and not allowing us to get real social equity into our community and into the hands of those people who were arrested illegally.
Yeah.
Because now it's legal and people are making billions of dollars off of cannabis.
All right, keep us posted. I know it's 2 weeks away, but we do want to know what the outcome is. So stay in touch with us,
Yeah.
okay?
Thank you very much.
Erica Ford, Jesse Campamore, appreciate your time this morning.